What's happening, guys? This is a big moment in our rapid fire question segment. We're hitting number 50, so we're gonna get into that. But first, all right, guys, 50 rapid fire question segments. Nobody else is doing that for y'all, but we're gonna jump right into here and answer these questions for you again. Y'all ask the questions, and I try to answer them for you. First up, we have Eric Valencia says, my JP amps have arrived. Thank you for the fast shipping. I picked up a JP 234 and a JP 33 to power 4 Sundown XV38s. What electrical would you recommend so that I won't have any issues? 2000 Silverado stock other than the big three. So you got the important thing done first, the big three. So with that, I would actually suggest adding a LTO 6.0 battery in the back next to your amplifiers and see how your voltage does. I think it'll help you out a lot, and you might be right there where you need to be, where you don't really have to upgrade too much else. If you did, you could just add another LTO 6.0. It'd be super easy. They're super small and very powerful. Wouldn't take up a lot of room. It'd be very easy. So I would suggest trying that first. Up next, we have Christian Ruano. He says, hey JP, I'm running a SK 400.4D. 2 channels are being used at a 2 ohm load. Can I run the other 2 channels on 4 ohms? Yes, you can. That's perfectly fine. There's no issues with running one side of the amplifier at 2 ohms and then the other side at 4 ohms, so you'll be perfectly fine. Next, we have Derek Foster. Rapid fire question. I have a D4S LTO 6.0 and I have a U-Start bank. Wondering what one would to wire into the system first, or which should I go to my amps from? Thank you for everything you do in car audio. Yeah, you really got me back into car audio, so I'm kind of confused on that, but I think you're just wanting to know in what order do you wire them into your system. So say you have your amplifier, you'd want to go amp, in my opinion, amp, U-Start, LTO 6.0, and then up to your front to your alternator. So the other way around, alternator, LTO 6.0, U-Start, and then the amplifier. So that's the answer to your question. Up next, we have Scott Buey. Will I be able to get away with a bigger alt without doing a big three until I am able to get the big three done? An example is, say my alternator dies and I need to get the car back up and running in a day and don't have time to do the big three. Will I blow the fuses or melt the wire running from the alternator to the battery? You'll probably be fine, but you don't want to be requesting a lot of power from it. So if you're just strictly using your factory electrical stuff, your windows, your factory radio, your air conditioning, stuff like that, you'll be fine. But the only time a problem would come in is if you're trying to pull a lot of power through that small wire, like say you have a big system in the back, then you could heat that wire up and start melting it. But just to get your vehicle up and going and be able to be mobile, yeah, it would be perfectly fine, because the alternator isn't going to put out any more power than is being requested from it. So even if you have a 400 amp alternator, if you don't have something that's requesting for it to put out 400 amps, it's not going to be doing that. If you're just cruising around, your whole system's off, and you're just using your air conditioning and lights and stuff like that, it's only requiring 50 amps of power. The alternator is only going to be putting out 50 amps. So that's why you'll be perfectly fine. Last but not least, we have Myron Brown. I have a question. I have 4 15-inch X series Sundown subs, and I have 2 SFB. Siri like popped up on my phone. She's like, what? I have 2 SFB 8000D amps, or should I run 2 SFB 5000 amps on my subs in my Suburban? This is kind of hard because if it was me, I would run the SFB 8000s, but I know my experience level and what to look for when subs aren't liking something, that, like, say they're being overpowered or something like that. I know what to look for, what to listen for, what to smell for. So without knowing your experience level, I don't know. I would, to err on the side of caution, I would say do the SFB 5000s, because I don't know your experience level, and that'll give you a little bit more cushion for me not knowing what kind of experience you have, because you could go and put the SFB 8000s on there and cook your subs in 30 minutes or 10 minutes if you don't know what to look for, or if your box is built properly, if you have a good electrical, so the amps are going to be putting out clean power or not. So there's just too many unknowns there. But if it was me, I would do the 8,000s. But if it's somebody with lesser experience that doesn't really know too much, probably do the 5,000s for extra cushion on being like a little bit more insurance on your system of being able to make it last longer. Anyway, that's going to conclude rapid fire question segment number 50. Appreciate you guys being here for this journey, and I look forward to getting to rapid fire question segment 100, and I know we will, because you guys are constantly asking the questions and we're trying to come back and answer them for you. If you have a question, you can ask it in the comment section, but before you ask it down there, type it in, go to my channel and go to search videos and type in the question there. You may see that it has already been answered before in one of these rapid fire question segments, and you could watch through them, all of them, and maybe learn a lot about car audio that you didn't already know, depending on your experience level. If you're a beginner, you'll definitely learn a ton there, because I'm answering all these people's questions, and yeah, it should help you a lot. Anyway, appreciate your support at downforsoundshop.com. If you need anything, hit us up at downforsoundshop.com, or you can always give us a call at 702-701-9800. Again, that's 702-701-9800. We'll see you in the next one. Later. What's happening, guys? If y'all enjoyed all the hot content that you saw in that video, be sure to follow me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram under the Lifer Price, and also Down for Sound Shop on Facebook and Instagram, and don't forget Snapchat. I'm JPD4S on there, so be sure to check me out there. We'll see you in the next one. Later.